All right, everybody. Happy Saturday. Wake up. Guys, every Saturday we do training from 11 to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, this is to give you your weekly dosage of what you need to excel and succeed each and every week here. So make sure you have your stylus ready, your notepads ready, whatever you use to take your notes. You do not want to miss this training that we have today. I can promise you it's going to change your entire business as we do from week to week. And how we show our leaders and our speakers that take the time out to give you this information, how we show our gratitude and our appreciation is we go to work and use the information that they're providing so that you too can win, you too can help more families, and you too can change your own family's life. That's why it's called Family First Life. Our families come first, and we put our families first when we go and help them, right? But all you have to do is make a decision. And for most people, it's making a decision to get up and deciding to work, okay? Because work works. And when you don't, guys, a closed mouth don't get fed, and the hand that don't pick up the pen don't write. So I love you guys, and I definitely want you to win week to week. We need more people winning and helping more families because what does that mean? In return, you're making more money and you're helping your own family. So, guys, as you know, I always start out every week with the top 10. All right. And you too can be in the top 10. Again, it just takes a decision, and any and everyone can do this. So, coming in at number 10, Joshua Khan, always up there. All right. Nine families help for the week. Jamar S., nine families for the week. Number 8, Daniel, 10 families for the week. Number 7, William C., 10 families for the week. Number 6, Austin S., 10 families for the week. Coming in at number 5, Richard Moore, 12 families for the week. Number 4, Thomas K., 13 families for the week. Number 3, Rachel C., 13 families for the week. Number 2, Andre Brooks, 17 families for the week. And guys, there can only be one number one, always dominating and crushing it. Ryan Urbanski, 18 families for the week. So, guys, that is the week. Those are the people who put up numbers for the week and that were in the top 10. We all can be in the top 10. We just got to make a decision to go to work and just reach a little bit higher. If you reach your hand up and you can reach it up a little bit higher, that's the effort you got to put in yourself and your business. And I will leave you with this before I go into my announcements. You get what you put into this business. The time, the energy, whatever you put in here is what you get out of it. So make sure you put the time and energy into your business. All right. So let me go over the announcements today, guys. The first thing I want to talk about that's very, very, very important. The reason why you see so many new people closing business or so many leaders closing business or putting up numbers week to week is because we are consistently on live sales dials. So if you're not having success, if you're not closing business, if you're making a bunch of phone calls, but it's not working, it's probably something you're saying or something that you're doing that you just need a slight tweak from us leaders so we can help you have success. And I can tell you now, the people who don't consistently plug in, right? Those people only really close business when they're on live sales dials. And I noticed that the leaders that don't plug anymore, the people that don't plug anymore, are not closing business. So consistently get on there, make it a part of your schedule to jump on there. Whether, even if you haven't jumped out in the field yet or with the client yet, get on there to listen. It is also a cameras on meeting, right? But get on there to listen because I can promise you a lot of people, and you're going to hear from some of our leaders today, are learning what to do. They're closing business because they're in the environment. And part of being in an environment, if you can't get to an office near you, is being on live sales dials. Make a decision to get on there, right? Get past your fear, whatever thought process or negative thought you're thinking about the reason why you're not getting on. Just say, forget it and do it. You guys are showing up every week on here because I know you want to win. But part of winning and becoming successful is the recipe to success. And live sales dials is a recipe. Okay. It's part of that recipe. So get on, make a decision, put a schedule in place. We're on there every day. It's from 7:30, all right, to usually 8 p.m. Sometimes I stay on there a little bit longer for you guys because I want to help people win, right? But you get a chance to utilize my leadership, Kali's leadership, and a lot of the other leaders on here, right? By getting on live sales dials. The second thing I want to talk about is work spots. I can never get enough of work spots. right? WorkSpots has come out with so many discounts just recently. They have one going on still, I believe. But it's $99 a month, right? If you're going to be in business, this is not a question. This is a must have, right? If you're going to be in business, you got to start taking your business seriously. All right. And one of the ways you take it seriously is making sure you have WorkSpots. It's $99 a month and it comes with all these amazing things. You have access to a office nationwide, right? So you have an environment you can plug into. You can connect with top producers on what they're doing for free to have success. There's free weekly live training sales. If we're in the business of sales, guys. If you're not selling, no one's buying, you're not making any money, you're not helping any families. So you get live sales training, right? You also get access to free Wi-Fi, printing your leads, just really being in a spot where you have a desk and an office space to really run and do your business. But the most important thing that this WorkSpots provides is the discounts on the leads. You save so much money, and a lot of people who have it already can contest to that. So make sure you join WorkSpots today, or get it done as soon as possible so that you can have access to all these amazing things that it has to offer. Please screenshot this so you know exactly what to do to get it. All right. The third thing, guys, all right, I'm so excited to announce this. Even though we cannot post dollars amount on social media, we can now post our annual production in Slack. So please make sure you're posting in 3 places: Facebook, our private FFL National group on Facebook. Now, on Facebook, you cannot post numbers, just post the family's health. But then the other 2 places you want to make sure you post are in Slack, our FFL Fury agency and Family Serve. Both of those 2 places on Slack, you can post your annual production. That's exciting because now we get to see what people are really closing, right? So make sure you post those 3 places because we have 3 to 4 different admins that take those reports so that you can get recognized and highlighted and that you can use those posts to grow your agency if you're looking to build a business. All right. So definitely please be aware of the posting changes and post accordingly. The last thing I want to go over, guys, is the big event, right? That's coming up is Maryland Conference. All right. Do not wait to register. Get it done now. I can guarantee you this is going to be a sold out event and you don't even have to pay for it. It's free. We're going to exceed, there's a limit, guys. And we're bringing guests, we're bringing people. Some people have never heard about Family First Life before, or they're coming from other agencies looking for a better opportunity. All right, so make sure you register now so that you can get your seat there. And also your people. All right, it's going to be in Maryland. If you're not in Maryland, I highly recommend you get here. It's going to be life changing. The last couple ones that have been done so far if you look at Kali's business, my business, all the leaders on here, our business grew because of that conference. And if you want a business like that, or if you want to know exactly what you're a part of, you don't want to miss this conference. Big decisions are made at big events. You never know what you're going to hear or what your team is going to hear that's going to change your business. It's going to be in Baltimore. Screenshot this as well. We will post the link in the chat here. If someone can post that link, we can also post it on the FFL Fury Agency group chat so people have a chance to register. So many people are going to be there, guys. So many leaders are going to talk about what they did, how they got there. And then you can use the same information that they're using or what they're doing so you too can have success. All right. So thank you, guys. That was it for the announcements. Now let's bring up our speakers because I don't want to take any time away from them. You guys are going to get an amazing training today. Please get your stylus or pens ready. We are bringing up our very own EVP, soon to be the first African American integrity partner. And I'm proud to say that I'm a part of this journey and that I helped. Everybody, welcome Kali Somerville. She's going to go over product training.
Hey, thank you. I love that introduction. Thank you, Corinne. Corinne did forget about the the weekly schedule. I'll post that again in Slack. That's just the schedule of everything that happens throughout the week, not just in FFL Fury, but in the whole organization. Any trainings that you need to be a part of. And then it was something. As far as getting registered for the sales conference, we're going to do a contest, guys. So I will tell you this, that in order to be a part of the and it's going to be a cash prize. We're not doing no pin or no, you know what I'm saying, a t-shirt or nothing like that. We give away cash when we do contests here. So, and it's going to have to do with registration. So I can tell you, you need to get registered. And we haven't really figured out all the details of the contest, but you need to get registered and you need to get your teammates registered, right? And so the little clue here is the people that have the most people registered or the most people there will be getting a cash prize. So get registered now, guys, because and here's another thing. Our sales conferences is not rah rah, go go go. This is who is winning. It's the nuts and bolts of the business, training by the top people in the industry. The president of the company will be there, so you definitely want to hear from him. Sean Mike will be there. Mark Mead, who was an integrity partner, Mark Mead will be there. Of course, Frank Euphemia will be there, another integrity partner. And I think, Dave Witcher. Dave Witcher has one of the fastest growing business in all of FFL. He went from 0 to $1 million in production, I believe, in less than a year, in his team production in a year's time. So, guys, you want to get there. The people that were at the convention in February are people that have had a lot of success since they've been back. So just for an example, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but Nadine was there. Nadine is starting to see success, and Nadine was not having success before the convention. Lucy was there. Like, Lucy is going to speak to us today, because before the convention, Lucy was kind of had her foot, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And now, because of convention, she's really, like, she's running it up. She's having a lot of success. So guys, this is not my training part, but this is how important these meetings are. And we only do them, we do them twice a year. We do the sales conference twice a year, and the convention is once a year. So don't say I'll get to the next one, because most people don't even make it here long enough to be here to make it to the next one. So get to the convention, register. It's free. If you're out of state, of course, you got to pay to get here. But outside of that, there's no reason why you shouldn't be there. And it's on a Saturday this time, guys. Normally it's during the week. So there's no excuses this time to get to the convention, to the meeting. But either outside of that, I'm going to be talking about, so guys, get your notepads. I'm going to be talking about some companies that we hear very often as far as objections to people saying they already have coverage. And I'm going to break down to you how these companies work and their insurance products work. So I'm going to be talking about AARP. I'm going to be talking about Globe Life. I'm going to be talking about Colonial Penn. And I'm going to be talking about Mutual of Omaha. Mutual of Omaha is one of the carriers that we actually have, but Mutual of Omaha has a product that we don't have. And a lot of clients have the product that we don't have. And sometimes you feel like, oh, we already have that. They're in a good spot. Remember that just because someone says they have insurance doesn't mean that they're in the best place for them and their family, right? So first of all, there's agents, a lot of agents that just don't care. They're just there to make money. But then a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, AARP, Globe Life, Colonial Penn, that's on TV. So these people are seeing these advertisements on TV, and then they're calling in, and because they're normal consumers, they don't know about the life insurance industry. They don't know the questions to ask, and they think that the person on the other end of the phone is doing the right thing for them. And we're not saying that the other person on the other end of the phone is not doing the right thing for them, but sometimes we have to challenge what they say, what the client is saying, because they may not have the best product for them. So the first company I'm gonna go through is AARP. So I'm sure you guys have gotten clients that say, oh, I got AARP. Or they may say they have New York Life. AARP Life Insurance is not the life insurance company. AARP Life Insurance is underwritten by New York Life. So whenever you hear somebody say I have AARP or they have New York Life, that should be like a little ding, ding, ding. And these are mostly for people that are in the senior markets, right? So mostly people that are 50 and over, you're going to get these kind of objections for, right? So AARP insurance starts at age 50, and from 50 to 74, they're able to get insurance. And the little catch that they have on a commercial is it's $11 a month, right? So $11 a month is for a female who's age 50, and it's $10,000 in coverage. And that's a good rate, right? To most people, like, oh, I got $50,000, about $10,000 coverage. I'm 50 years old. If you look up Mutual Omaha is generally the least expensive carrier out of all the carriers that we have. You're not going to find $10,000 in coverage for $11 a month. The catch, because it's a catch to all of these, the catch is that it's a 5-year increasing term. So every 5 years, the rate increases. That's catch one. Catch number two is it doesn't go past age 80. So if they end up being 80 years old and they still have kept this coverage, even though it's probably gotten so expensive that they probably can't afford it, but if they can continue to afford it, at age 80, it's done. So it's like they've been paying on this, they've been paying on the apartment, paying for this apartment rent all these years, and then they're like, you got to go. Like that's how AARP works, right? So they do have whole life policies. They do regular whole life that don't increase, and then they also have guaranteed issue policies, and those work different. The call's being recorded, period, Eddie, but you can record it. So those work, they have whole life and they have guaranteed issue. But the problem is most people that call into AARP, they're calling about the plan that's $11 for a 50-year-old female for $10,000 in coverage. And so they're getting term, right? So again, don't just assume because the client says I'm covered that you stop there and they're in a good spot. Because think about your family member or your parents or whoever, your grandparents, they have a policy that they don't even realize. They think they're in a good spot, but then at age 80, their insurance ends. And at age 81, they die and they have no coverage. Or even if they try to get insurance coverage at age 80, it's going to be crazy expensive, period, just because of their age. So we want to get them into a plan that's going to lock in a rate now so that they don't go through that thing where their coverage is ending. Anybody have any questions about AARP? And everything that I got, guys, all I did was went to the websites and I just found the answer. That's all I did. I didn't do anything special. And then through experience too, like seeing enough policies, but just going to the websites. Globe Life advertises, their advertisement is $1 for $100,000 in coverage. Everybody on here should know that's a catch. But it's, again, to get people to call in. The $1 is for the first month. And then it goes up on month 2 and month 3. And then it goes up every 5 years. So Globe Life as well is a 5-year increasing term. And they have other products as well. They have whole life. They have guarantee issue. They have the other insurance products, but most of the time the clients that we're talking to, they have the cheapest product because they're shopping around for price and they're not thinking about value. One of the things we have to get good at, guys, is selling value, because price is only an issue in the absence of value, right? So if they're shopping around for price, you're not going to be able to beat the prices that they're finding on these TV shows. But if you understand how they work and you're able to explain to somebody how they work and then tell them what's going to be different about your products, that's how they're going to probably be paying more, but you're letting them know that, hey, listen, I can put you in something that doesn't end, that's permanent coverage. The rate does not increase. And the thing about it is, in these policies, it tells and it breaks down all of the stuff that I'm saying. We have to just do a better job of related to the client. Any questions about Globe Life?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Does it also end at 80?
So I didn't see anything about it ending, Kelly. Okay. I just know that it's an increase. It's a 5-year increase in term.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And the thing about it, here's the thing: most insurance companies know this is how they make this is a lot of times how they make their money. So if they know they're banking on these clients not dying in the term, right? And or their policy getting so expensive that eventually they're just going to drop it, and so they would have made all of this money and they would have never paid out a death claim. They know that's why they sell it the way that they sell it with an increasing term, because it's going to get expensive where they're not going to be able to afford it. That was a good question, Kelly, but I don't think that's the case. I can double check it, but I didn't see anything about that. Okay. Colonial Penn, they got JJ Evans from Good Times on a commercial talking about the $9.95 plan. I think it's the $9.95 plan, $9.95 plan. So the $9.95 plan is one unit of coverage, and it says starting at $9.95 per month. A unit is $1,000 in coverage. And this is the way I explain it to my clients. So I'm like, they're advertising $9.95 per unit. And I'll say to the client, do you know what a unit is? And they're like, no, I have no idea. I'll say a unit is $1,000 in coverage. So if you want $10,000 in coverage, it's going to cost you $99.95. Oh no, and depending on the age, that's too much, right? It's going to be very expensive, right? And so Colonial Penn also has guaranteed acceptance. Anybody know, somebody's phone is unmuted. Anybody know what guaranteed acceptance means? Because we have guaranteed acceptance policies ourselves.
I do. I know what it is.
Not you, LaKenya.
Somebody
else. Yes.
Okay. So basically, without any evidence of insurability, is guaranteed issue.
Is a guarantee issue plan. So guarantee issue means that they don't ask there's no health questions. So AIG is guaranteed issue, guaranteed acceptance. So you cannot be turned down. And if y'all have heard this stuff on TV under advertisement, you cannot be turned down regardless of your health condition. The same thing as AIG. AIG is a guaranteed issue policy. There's a 2-year wait on it. So if the client dies from natural causes in the first 2 years, there's no coverage in place. What they do, and they do get their premiums back. If they die from natural causes in the first 2 years, they get their premiums back plus 7%. If they die from an accident in the first 2 years, the policy will pay out. AIG is the client will get their premiums back plus 10% if they die in the first 2 years. Whoever that is, their phone's breaking up. I don't know who that was. So, Colonial Penn. So, and they also have regular whole life insurance policies, but again, a lot of the policies that they're selling are the guaranteed issue policies, right? And so, client, oh, I'm good, I got coverage. It might be guaranteed issue, right? And so, one thing that Corinne does, and it's genius, is that she doesn't even dispute with the client. She calls the company with the client on the phone. And she'll ask the client, okay, what kind, is this a permanent policy? Is this a term policy? She'll ask the question. So she'll be like, so you mean to tell me that this policy is going to increase every 5 years? Is that what I'm hearing? And then the agent is just telling her everything, telling the client everything that they didn't know about the policy. So don't debate with the client. Hey, let's just call the company real quick and just double check and make sure that you do have the right kind of coverage, right? So that's always the go-to. Call the companies, and these companies are open on the weekends, right? They're not 9 to 5 Monday through Friday companies. Call the company with the client on the phone and say, hey, listen, what kind of policy is this? Does this increase? Does this end? And let the agent on the other end tell you what kind of policy. And if the client has a good policy and it makes sense for them financially and it's a solid policy, they're in good hands. Like, we don't have to worry about that, right? Our job is to help people. But 7 out of 10, guys, 7 out of 10 people do not have the insurance that they think they have. And so it's our job to correct that and make sure people's family members are not stuck with something that they think they had. They think that they're in a good spot, and they're really not. The last one I'm gonna go over real quick is, like I said, Mutual Omaha. Mutual Omaha, that's one of the companies that we partner with. That's one of the companies that we contract with. Mutual Omaha sends a lot of stuff in the mail, and they got commercials too. And if you look at Mutual Omaha's website, if you just Google Mutual Omaha, the first thing that's going to come up is they have a guaranteed insurance policy. So the same thing is, most people that buy Mutual Omaha over the phone, not directly from an agent, they're getting a policy that has a guaranteed issue and it has a 2-year wait period. And a lot of clients don't need to be in a policy that has a 2-year wait period. We have so many different products outside of somebody really having like cancer or like current cancer, HIV, like some serious health issues. Most of the times we can find them a product that can cover them immediately where their family doesn't have to wait 2 years. Right? And so unless you're running into somebody who has serious health issues, there's no reason they should have I was just talking from his text. There's no reason they should have a 2-year policy that has a 2-year wait period. Does anybody have any questions about any of that stuff?
Can you go back over the 2-year wait?
The 2-year wait. Okay. So guaranteed issue policies. Guaranteed issue, guaranteed insurability means that if the client, in most cases, if the client dies in the first 2 years from natural causes, the beneficiary will get the premiums back. And in some cases, so in the case of Colonial Penn, their guaranteed issue policy, they'll get their premiums back and then they'll get 7%. AIG, which is one of the companies that we offer guarantee issue through, is the same thing. If they die from natural causes in the first 2 years, the beneficiary will get their premiums back plus 10%. If they die of an accident in the first 2 years, they'll get the full face amount of the policy. And as long as they live past the first 2 years, then they will get the full face amount of the policy.
But why is there a 2-year wait on some of the policies?
So I want you to answer that, Dana. So we're talking about people that have, for us, like HIV and cancer. Why would it be a 2-year wait period?
Okay, I got you.
Why do you think?
Okay.
No, man, you answering the question for yourself, for everybody.
Just in case you pass away before that 2 years is up.
Right, but why would it be a 2-year wait period on it?
See if you're gonna live the next 2 years.
Right. So
okay.
Insurance companies, and I'll go through this really quickly, because I think a lot of times people get confused why we sell term and why we sell whole life, right? And why some people qualify for term and why some people don't, right? It's the same thing. Insurance companies are in the business of making money. Like, that's it. And I tell this to clients, like, I'm very straightforward with them. I'm like, listen, insurance companies are in the business of making money and making a lot of money. And the reason that they're putting the odds in their favor, right? So a term insurance policy is very inexpensive, just a straight term. We're not talking about cash back. We're not talking about any of that stuff. We're talking about just a term policy is most of the time inexpensive, and they can get a lot of coverage, right? So let's just use an example. You get a term policy, $50 a month, and it's $100,000 in coverage. The reason that insurance companies will agree to that is because they're going to give those only to people that don't really have any health issues, because they understand that you have a 1.8% chance of dying within the term. So your chances and so that's why they will say we're willing to give you $100,000 in coverage for $50 a month because you're healthy and your chances of dying are slim to none. So we're going to extend this big amount of coverage to you, right? So term doesn't cover people that have health issues. So people have health issues. Term is not going to be an option for them, guys. Don't even look for it because it's not going to work, right? That's why we go to whole life or final expense for people that have health issues, right? Because the insurance companies will give you, for example, $10,000 in coverage for $50 a month in a whole life insurance policy, right? Because they know their risk, they're more willing to pay out $10,000 versus $100,000 because you got some health issues. Now, if you're really sick, according to the insurance companies, like I said, current cancer, HIV, right? You have to get, we're not even going to take a chance on you, period. You're going to have to live for 2 years. And then, as long as you make it, only then will we pay out the face amount of the policy. And it's not going to be any accidental death. It's not going to be any bells and whistles. It's going to be a straight whole life policy with nothing extra, because we know that you are much higher risk than somebody who does not have any health issues or somebody that doesn't have a major health issues. So if you guys start thinking about it like that, term mortgage protection products are for people that really don't have a lot of health issues. Whole life is for people that, or final expense for people that do have some health issues, some health challenges, maybe not super serious. And then the guaranteed issue is for the sickest of the sickest people, that nothing else will cover them. Does that make sense to everybody? Perfect.
Yeah. I got a question. I got a quick question. Is there any policy, say someone that has HIV and they're non-detected? Is there a whole life
HIV?
policy?
It don't matter.
Okay, so there's no immediate coverage for that condition? No,
it's HIV because, again, insurance companies are looking at risk. And so they're only non-detectable because they're taking a pill every day. And if they stop taking that pill, they're no longer non-detectable. So the insurance company's not leaving it up to chance, because now you're leaving it up to chance to the client to make sure they take that pill to continue to be non-detectable. No, it doesn't matter detectable or not. If you've been diagnosed for HIV, it's going to be a guaranteed issue product.
It's pretty much life expectancy.
I have a quick question. Would you mind really quickly just going over the differences in adding the riders? You know what I mean? Like, as versus just doing like a straight up policy and adding accidental coverage, that accidental rider. Since you mentioned that, would you kind of just go over the benefits of adding that accidental versus not needing it, I guess?
I always add, I don't know how they really answer that, Josh.
I can't answer that one.
I add it to every policy, and when I'm giving a quote, I explain to them, okay, this is include, I'll quote them, like, so let's just say, for an example, Josh, let's say they're doing a $10,000 whole life policy. I'll say, okay, when I'm quoting them, I'll say, okay, so Josh, okay, so for this first policy, so it's $10,000 in natural death coverage plus $10,000 in accidental death coverage for a total of $20,000 in coverage, and that's going to be $5,104 a month.
Now let me ask you this: so if a person, so when they have the regular policy, that only covers them if they die of natural causes. So they would have to have accidental if they died in an accidental way.
No. So accidental means that it will pay double in the case of an accident.
Okay.
Doesn't mean they have to have it to be able to, if they die in an accident, it doesn't pay. No, that's not what that means. It
Can
means
I add to that,
they,
Kelly, real quick?
Let me finish. Yeah. If they die in an accident, then they will get double the amount of coverage. If they die from natural causes, they'll only get the face amount.
Okay, understood.
So you understood it differently.
Yeah.
Okay, like they had to have it in order to get covered for, if they died in an accident, they wasn't going to get paid out. They didn't have accidental death coverage.
My understanding was that I didn't need to add accidental because they were going to be covered with the policy itself. Because I know that there are actual like accidental policies, so I didn't think I had to add that because I thought they would just be covered through the.
They're covered, but
and that it adds double if they die through one of the.
And then that gives you a little bit of extra premium too.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So and accidental doesn't make a big difference in price, but it might be about $2 or $3 extra in premium. And that little money adds up. You know what I'm saying? If you add that to every client, add accidental death coverage to every client, then it adds up. So I add it, I don't even ask.
Okay.
So just, I'm sorry, I mean to interrupt. Just to recap, you said that add the accidental rider to the actual premium, or do another accidental policy. I'm just trying to understand.
No, add accidental. I add if it's so we've been talking about Mr. Omaha, $10,000. They living promise. We're doing a $10,000 whole life policy, $10,000 living promise. I'm going to add a $10,000 accidental death to that policy.
Okay, I got you. Okay, that makes sense.
Corinne, you had something you wanted to add?
Yeah, because I'm noticing the questions are they're not bad questions, guys. It's just that these are like questions that it's going to lead to another question, to another question, to another question. To save you guys some time about the benefits and the riders, guys, each company and product works very differently. Some companies with their accidental, it does work different. So what I recommend and what I do, because I know it's hard to learn each and every company, we have so many and their products, just remember that added riders are benefits to the plan. So the more that, it helps and enhances the product. But if you want to learn how the riders work, just go to the website, the company's website, or go to Google and type in the name of the company, the product, and add brochure at the end. You can download it and read the benefits, exactly how it works. So when you go to ask the client, hey, we can add accidental here, for example, Mutual of Omaha. We can add it to the Term Life Express product, right? This is just an example because this is how it works. Based on your coverage, it will allow me to add anywhere from, 10,000 to 100,000 worth of accidental based on how much you can afford per month. And in the event of an accident, that on top of the life insurance is what your family gets if they pass away in an accident. You get what I'm saying? But you'll know how to explain it based on the brochure and how it works with that company.
Yeah, and each company, you can go to your back office at each company and you can order brochures yourself. Or you can pull them up and actually just look at them. But it does go through all of the benefits. And then in the underwriting guides are probably really going to be the best place to go because the underwriting guides really break down the different products and the different riders and all that kind of stuff. Most of the time they're in the underwriting guides for the different products. I got time for one more question. Go ahead.
I was gonna say on the back of those cheat sheets that's on the Agent Hub, the term cheat sheet and the whole life cheat sheet, the long versions, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, each carrier that's on that cheat sheet, it has a description of each of the products, what's included, how much they can get, and all that on the bottom of it, if you scroll all the way to the bottom. So
there you go.
Everybody know that's on there.
Okay, so it's plenty of ways to go and find this information out, guys. Like I said, a lot of the information that I have is just based on experience and based on going back and researching and learning and just getting better. So if anybody else has any questions, you can post them in the chat. I'll try to respond to them, but we got to move on to the next speaker. So guys, I want to introduce this guy. He is all the way in Washington State. I think he's the only agent in Fury we have about 500 agents total in Fury. He might be the only one that's in Washington State. But he called me and he's been connected with me since he started. And he had a little bit of trouble. He was having some financial trouble. And as opposed to him just saying, F this isn't working, he reached out and he called me and said, what do I do? Help me. And I gave him a plan and he followed the plan. That's the key part. I didn't just give the plan and he just said, he was like, I'll do whatever you tell me to do because that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. Whatever you tell me to do, I'll do. And he did it. And because he did it, he's starting to see a little bit of success. So I want him to really quickly talk about how important it is to be, number one, be plugged in. And then really just being coachable, because if he didn't do the day that he finally did make a sale on the live sales dials, he said he was up until 2:00 in the morning. He woke up at 2:00 in the morning, and I know it's because he was worried, right? And it's so hard when you don't when your money is tight. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to push through, but if you push through, this is an example of not giving up and pushing through, and doing the same thing over and over again and hoping to get a result. And he finally got a result. And then the day that he made a sale, it was a $3,000 sale, right? And so he's able to put a good amount of money. I can't say the money amount, but he's able to put a good amount of money in his account, in his bank account, because he stayed the course and he didn't give up. So Stefano, can you take about 10 minutes? And he's pretty new too. So Stefano, take about 10 minutes, and can you just talk to everybody from your standpoint, number one, about being out in the wilderness by yourself, you know what I'm saying, not really being connected to anybody in your area, being connected virtually, and how important that is to, and then how important it is just to keep going and not giving up.
Yeah, thank you, Kali. And actually, I really want to thank Kali big time, because she really did help me out. Yeah, so actually the day that essentially I got punched in the gut, I almost called Kali that day and said, I need to back out and, go back to my old insurance company. But I'm glad I didn't, because then I didn't want to react off of emotion. So very important to, I have been doing martial arts for 8-9 years. And that's where I got the coachability about, because if you're having an issue, always just ask for help. Because if somebody's doing it better than you, like Kali, honestly, Kali is much more successful than I am. So why not ask the people who are successful? And when it comes to live dials, I pretty much just be on it. You get, one of them is you kind of have a little bit of accountability for yourself. But the big thing is you have like-minded people. Everybody's trying to do the exact same thing. Everybody's trying to be successful at this. Everybody's trying to help families out. So the biggest thing that you get out of it is you get like-minded people. And if you look at some of these bigger people, millionaires out there, like Warren Buffett and the Microsoft guy, they're always together because they're always with like-minded people. And then the other thing is to Kali and Corinne are leaders, mainly. I believe those are only two leaders I know on there, but they're always leading by example. They're always on, they're always dialing, and they're always helping people. That policy that Corinne was talking about, I jumped into a breakout room, and when the moment the client had questions about how the product works and how I guess I was having issues with the signature part, there's a little button on there that says ask for assistance or ask for help, and Corinne was able to jump right in there and was able to help me right away. And yes, like I'm way over here. I'm a 3-hour difference. Like my time is 8:45 over here. So that's a big, huge help that I'm able to do that, since I can't be in the same room as them or go into one of those offices. But yeah, those are the biggest things about doing this. And then being coachable. You have to be coachable, and it doesn't matter what level you're at. A couple weeks ago, Kali was talking about how she has so many people that she works with to help them in different parts of her business. And so no matter what, doesn't matter what level you're at, you need to be coachable. And if you're coachable, and you have to just do what they say. At the end of the day, if you ask for help and you go do something else, it's not going to work. I don't know what else to do now.
Okay, Stefano, let me help you out a little bit. So let me ask you, how intimidating, I'll say, was it to have to call me and say, like, this is what's going on with me? And like, I mean, that was like, you had to like put your ego to the side.
Yeah, absolutely. I was embarrassed. I've been doing insurance for a long time, and this is probably my biggest failures. This is a whole nother animal that I had to deal with. In my other insurance company, I did things a lot different. So it was it was humbling, embarrassing. I hate asking for help. I hate it. I love helping people, but I hate asking for help. So yes, it was very difficult. I sat in a parking lot probably about 45 minutes before I sent that text message to you.
Wow. Wow. No, I mean it's real. Like that's why I wanted you on here, just so that people think that success is like this destination, and it's like a lot of failures to get to have success. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but the key is staying the course. Because if you would have stopped and went back to your old company, you weren't making the comp that you're getting here. Number one, right? And then it wouldn't have done you any good. Like, everybody wants to go to what's comfortable, but what's comfortable is not going to progress you forward, right? So I wanted the people to hear that it was uncomfortable to reach out, and it doesn't matter, like you said, what level. Like, I had to talk to Frank yesterday about something, and it was an uncomfortable conversation that we had. But I said, Frank, what do you think I need to do? I had not been in this situation before. So I asked him to tell me what to do. And so I'm going to follow what he tells me to do, because Frank makes $2 million a year. I don't. So if I want to get to his level, I got to do what he says, because I trust that he's going to tell me the right thing, because he stayed the course. Right. And so if you stay the course, that's really, like I said, I wanted people to hear from someone different about staying the course, about being connected, about all of the things that we talk about on a daily basis. And the power, it works, guys. Like, it does. Like, it's no secret sauce. And some people take longer than others, right? You can plant a bunch of seeds, but you plant a bunch of flowers in the ground, they're not going to all grow exactly at the same time, right? They're going to grow at different times. Some going to be taller than others. Some going to be smaller than others. Some may never grow. But if you stop watering the plants, none of them will grow, right? And so you just keep moving forward, keep staying the course, because you will see results here. The problem is most people do what Stefano wanted to do. They don't reach out, or they reach out and say, you know what, I'm gonna throw in the towel because this isn't working. And he said it was based on him being emotional, and he didn't make it an emotional decision. He made a business decision, and he's seeing the results because he made a business decision to keep moving forward. I'm super proud of you, Stefano. I'm so glad to be in business with you. Thank you for being a part of our team. I hope you help somebody, even if it's just one person a day with their mindset. That's all that matters. So thank you.
And the commission I made off of that family, you
can't say it. You can't say it.
I would have made half at my other place.
There you go. Okay.
So just to kind of give you an example, what I would have went back to, I were there 40 policies a month, easy. So, but I would have made half of that.
There you go. So FFL is the best place to be. Thanks, Stefano. And then is Lucy on here?
Yep, she's a superstar in pink in the car.
Okay. So our last speaker, guys, our last guest speaker, this lady came from the same company we all came from. She was a vice president at the other company, and she's been dipping her toe into FFL and taking it out, and dipping her toe and taking it out and dipping it in. And she finally she probably jumped in the water. And so she's going to talk about what made her change, because she's been consistent. Like, she's putting up numbers almost every day on a daily basis. And she's going to really quickly talk about what she changed, why she changed, and where she's going. So Lucy Britton, she's also, we send out a text every Sunday night, guys. So if you have people that are in class, get them on the Sunday night tutoring call. We have a Sunday night call for people that are at least 50% done the class. Get them in the class. But the reason I'm bringing the class up is because Lucy's husband is the one that teaches the class. So get on. If you have people that are in class or that are 50% done the studying online, they're allowed to go into this, and it's no cost to them. We pay for Sean. Get them on the call so that they can learn. They can ask the questions that they have about the test, so they can pass the test sooner. So, and this lady is a freaking bombshell. She's Spanish. She's a freaking. She's a high energy. Like, she's the energy is crazy. But she's killing it. So Lucy, take it away for the last 10 minutes.
Okay, good. So can you hear me?
Yes.
It's good. Okay, fantastic. Hi. Hi, everybody. Very excited. Very excited. Actually, I wanted to thank you so much, Kali and Karim, because and Michael, you know, you guys are awesome. Of course, you know, we all work together at some point in one company, so that's how we know each other, right? So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, you know, some of you guys maybe come from another company too, where recruiting was like the major focus, right? So if some of you guys relate to that, fantastic. If some of you guys know, that's okay, you know, we can also learn. But so basically, for me, it's been, you know, a lot of stuff that going on, not with the business really, because I just had a lot of personal stuff that I needed to deal with, you know, in the family, things that I needed to take care of. But, you know, just in the past, I guess after this year, for me, it's been a little bit of a change in the sense that I know I could sell. I know I could help people. That's great. But I also, you know, I realized through this year that I need to, you know, get a team going at some point. And so I gotta, you know, the need of showing the money, because some people that with the recruiting, you know, as you know, eventually that's what we all, if some of you guys don't want to recruit, that's great. You're a good salesperson and you're fine, but you know, we can't do that forever. Some people might, that's okay. And that's the beautiful thing about this company, right? Because you can sell all day long and until you retire, you're fine. But you know, some of the guys, you know, some of you guys that want to eventually recruit and have big teams like, you know, Kali and Michael and all that, and when that, and then we have to be able to recruit. So, and I want to, that's the focus where I had things a little change for me, because the people that I want to recruit, I need to show them something, right? So if I can close at least one person a day, I can say, hey, this is what it looks like. This is what we can show. And so I have to show for that. And if I can't show for that, how am I going to sell that vision to somebody else that is new, that might want to come to my team? Because we were great recruiters in our other company, but we were not making any money. And so they kept lying to us about, you know what, just keep on going. The more you recruit, someday you're going to explode, right? You're going to get this recruit, then it's going to blow your business. Meanwhile, what? You can sit there, recruit all day, all week, all month, and you still gonna have zero income because all those recruits might have quit. You have to pay so many things for those recruits. You were minus at the end of the month, actually, because sometimes we have to pay for our recruits. Because some of us came from companies with each recruit had to pay to come in the business, and they didn't have the money, and we believe in them. We pay from our own pocket. So the beautiful thing about this company is that we don't have to do that. Because really, you don't have to, because if you like to help people, you can just, you know, learn how to do it. And even if you're not in the life insurance industry, if you've never done this type of work, hey, it's very good. All you have to do is compare what you make in your company. I had 2 master's degrees. I had a career. Some of us had careers that we left. You know what I mean? So we have to show for something. That's why on the other company, I stick around until I become a regional vice president. At the end, we're still broke. At the end of regional vice president, after 4 years, we're still messed up because they were not focused on helping us to sell, you know, get more. I didn't know there was another world out there, right? So with this one, it's different. All I have to do is like, hey, in my company, I used to make freaking, when I was an employee, $700 in 1 week. And in this company, you can do a good night sale and you can make those $700. And if that's all you want to do for that week, hey, be it. It's still $2,800, but you're not working 40 hours a week at a job. Even with degrees, guys, because I had to. So that's it, you know, and I knew ever since I came to FFL, I knew that could happen, right? But like I said, all of us come with different things that you guys got to take care of. And so with FFL, you don't have to quit your job. If you're new, learn this business. I was a social worker, and I still, you know what? Teachers, people that are in the call here right now, they're doing the type of, all you have to do is compare that money, okay? And I think most of us are and we're in professional, you know, professional kind of professional helping families kind of work, teachers, social workers, things like that. I was sociology degrees, things like that. People that have done that work. So that's mainly what I look at. And so, you know, and then I just reach out to a lot of people that, of course, people that were with me in the other company for 2 years and up, and people that were, you know, that I helped. I have a lots of those people that I help. And so I already know who they are. And all I do is like, listen, if I was able to find one of the 15 companies that I'm licensed, that I'm licensed to do with FFL, if I myself was able to change for a nicer program within that. So why could I not call my old client that I have from 2 years ago? There still has the other company's insurance. There was, at the end of the day, you know, they're all gonna expire. And so I called them and I said, hey, listen, you know, I sold you that shirt before that time, right? Yeah, but that's all the choice I had. But listen, can you allow me to come 10 minutes? Let me just show you there's other programs out there that you can, you know, tap into. You might qualify. I don't know, but you might. Just let me come over for 10 minutes. Some of you that are in that position that had old clients that you kept in touch with, don't feel bad. Just call them up. What if in those 10 minutes get converted to $800 for you? I don't know, but doesn't matter. Even if it's 300. I went to see a client the other day. There was a little policy. Who cares? But you know what? She sent me to her mom or aunt or cousin. So I called 5 people, even though from the client that I sat down with, it was and you know, it's a little small one because she wanted for her daughter some sort of like, I don't know, index, something like that, smaller for a kid who's 19. But, and be honest with people, because some of the people, like, you know, they're changed, their health has changed. And so I'm like, dude, you know, maybe they still keep that term that I gave them so long ago. That's okay. But maybe I can tap into referrals with them, you know, but stuff like that. But right now, mainly for me is to show them money, to just show them what, you know, what could be possible, what could make for the new recruits, the new people that, you know, I plan to bring on board. So there you have it.
So Lucy, in a nutshell, I want to make sure everybody got what you said. Your energy is crazy. But so you're selling at a high level so that you can attract a high level of people, basically, right? Because you want to show people. We like you said, we had the other company that we were with, the practice company, where we're recruiting people and we're not making nothing. But here we can recruit people. We can show them what we're doing, how we're doing it, and how it can really change their lives. So basically, leading from the front, Lucy.
Correct.
That's what I heard. Good.
Can we add to
Okay.
this?
Yeah.
She's driving 16 hours, guys, to Texas to use her license to go help. I mean, she's been driving. I mean, literally, I don't know how many places you've been in the last week, because I'm like, every time I call her, she's somewhere else. She's in, she's in, you know, different places. Look at her. You can't even hear what she's saying. She's so excited.
If you get bored in Maryland, freaking get the license in that state and just go. You know what I mean?
Can you just spend about a couple? What time? Oh, we got 1 minute. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think that's important too. Some of us, you know, are kind of, you know, our foot can be staying in one place. And you get bored and just working in one little city, one state, you can always do your thing. And then now with, you know, I'm more into face-to-face kind of people, so that's okay. And that's the beauty thing about this. You know, eventually I'll get good at the other part too, and that's okay. So I have to take care of some business here in Texas and personal stuff that I take care of. So figure, hey, might be here for a couple of weeks. May as well, you know, do some stuff as well, because, you know, there's offices in here in Austin, Houston, and Texas that I want to hit. So I'll be in there, you know, one day in the office, and then the next day, if I'm already in that city, I can make some appointments. Why not?
I love it.
Do it. I don't know.
Thank you. Lucy, thank you so much. We're excited about your growth. We're excited about where your team is going and where you're going, Lucy. So we know you killed it in the other company, and you know we knew you were gonna kill it here. So we're lucky to have you with us, Lucy, on Fury and High Voltage. So guys, that's it for today. We hope you got a lot out of today. You learned a lot. We will be jumping on the live sales dials right after this, and then I posted the schedule, the weekly training schedule in Slack. Guys, do not forget to register for the sales conference. Chris posted the link for the registration. We will have a contest, and you will, trust me, whatever prize we give out, there's a cash prize, you're going to want to win it. So let's run it up this week, guys. Enjoy your week. We love you. Have a great week.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You guys.
Bye.
Let's go.
Guys.